Today is Peach Jalapeno Jam Day to use the peaches from my tree. So this will be from the Zesty Garden series. Hi, I'm Tina, and welcome back to the Kooky Kitchen. Today I'm going to make a Colorado Extension jalapeno jam recipe. And the first thing I need to do is take 3 cups of crushed pitted peaches, 3/4 cup cider vinegar and lemon juice, and a cup of water. I'm going to put that in my pan, and I am going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer for 20 minutes before we can move on to the next step. Usually Kyle's here to help me. Today I'm the first time ever doing a canning project while I'm home alone. Fingers crossed it goes well. Let's get this started. All right, our peaches, our cider vinegar, our lemon juice, and our water is all in the pan. Let's get it simmering. We are just starting to boil, so it's time to turn the heat down and simmer for 20 minutes. My first boo-boo, I forgot to put the peppers in. What's wrong with me? That was 1/2 cup of finely chopped jalapenos, and you remove the seeds, obviously. All right, let's get this back to boil and simmer again. It's a good thing I noticed right when I went to simmer it. Okay, now we're at simmer time. Still simmering. All right, we've only got a couple minutes left to go, so I'm going to use Sure Gel because it just says packaged powder pectin. Okay, one of my other ones said ball pectin. Couldn't find it, so I got Sure Gel, and it's going to take this whole package. Then I'm going to bring it to a boil over high heat, stirring constantly. Add the sugar until well dissolved completely. Then bring to a full rolling boil, stirring constantly, and then I'm going to boil at a hard boil for 2 minutes. Let's see if I can get this right. All right, it's time for the pectin, and I have to turn up the heat. Bring it back to a full rolling boil, it says. All right, the next step is the sugar when it's time. All right, our sugar's in there. I was wrong. You don't boil it at 2 minutes with the pectin. You let the pectin dissolve, then you add in your, 3-4 cups of sugar, and you stir until you get it all mixed. Then you're gonna bring it to a rolling boil, and I think it says a hard boil. Bring to full rolling boil, stirring constantly. Boil hard for 2 minutes. So this is where the 2 minutes is at, once it comes back up to a boil. All right, it's almost time to start the timer. I wanted to show you what it looked like before I did that. All right, timer time. That is hot, but it's time for us to fill our jars. Like I said, it's only me. I don't know how much I'll get filmed and how much I won't, but I'll try. All right, the scariest part to me is done. I've got the jars filled. I did prepare 1 extra jar because I always have a little bit extra, and it was actually full. But one time, as I debubbled the rest of the jars and had to add more to it, I only have half a jar left. So I'm going to let that cool. I'm going to put a lid on it, let it cool. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and we'll eat on that this week. Now to get these moved over to the counter. The counter's on the far side of my stove. Way too heavy for me to move, so I got to move the jars over there. I'm always afraid I'm going to drop one and break it. So fingers crossed. Let's see if I can get this done. All right, I got them all in there safely. Now to put the lid on, let it come to a boil, and let them sit in their sauna for 10 minutes. Okay, our 10 minutes is up. Everything looks okay. We're going to let them cool just a little bit before I start taking them out of the pan. Pot, what do you want to call it? Canner. All right. Here's my 5.5 jars of Peach Jalapeno Jam. And you'll notice I do have really hard water, and so it the tops of the jars get cloudy. I'll just wipe them down with a vinegar towel with vinegar on it. So let's see. I was kind of hoping we would hear a ping. Well, while we're waiting to hear that, thanks for joining me today here at the Kooky Kitchen and dealing with stuff from my Zesty Garden. There's a ping. I do have 4 more peaches left from my tree. I didn't get a whole lot, but I got enough to start learning how to process them and preserve them. There's 2 pings. Yay! Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you'd like to see more videos like this, we have several series. We're trying to stay organized and keep them in certain playlists so you can go find and watch the ones you want. So we do have, it started off messy to Zesty Garden because my garden was a whole mess. If you watch that one, you'll see the transformation is amazing. And I'm slowly getting container bins to plant in. So anytime we do something that we're growing, we're going to try to put it in the Zesty Garden so you can see what we're doing with our garden stuff. We have Pantry Party, which is where I look around and go, what do we need to use? What do we have on hand? And we do something with it. That could also be dry mixes that I'm trying to make myself to come up with specific things that we like instead of buying packaged stuff. So we can control the salt and some of that other stuff. Plus, we want to add nutritional yeast to ours. Oh, a third one. And turmeric and black pepper. Just for the nutrition value. There's not a lot there, but it adds a little bit. So we're at 3 pops. We only need 2 more zings. What else do we have? We have cookbook curiosities where we're just taking a cookbook because I have so many. I decided I should probably use them or give them away. I don't know. So I'm trying to go through them and use them. Back Them Bites, which is, we have one coming out next week about Mom's banana nut bread. So it's family recipes that have been handed down. Oh, and then we do have an herb garden, and we're going to try to make herbal teas this summer. Late start, I know it's already the end of July, but we're trying to get there and getting everything lined up. So thanks again for being here. A thumbs up would greatly help my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more videos like this, and then just check out the playlist and figure out where your interests are and take a watch. All right, thanks again for being here. Stay kooky, my kitchen friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.